Yeah, just thought I would do another quick broadcast to point out uh, just another game online where there's just a bunch of people that really don't give a shit about the reality in the world around them. I'm wondering if the developers of this game are aware that there are like several of the so-called veteran players that go around messaging new players telling them that they should just quit because they suck. Some of them even telling people they should just go kill themselves. I mean, this is by far one of the most toxic gaming communities that I've ever been a part of. And now I don't play a lot of games. I'm not like a career gamer where I, play the shit for a living. Because some of these kids are getting paid, to play these games and do this stuff online now. So they really have gotten to a point where they're completely heartless and they really just don't give a shit about the people around them and in the real world. Because they put so much value in their virtual characters and their virtual reputation. They really, it just doesn't matter to them who they're messaging and telling them, you suck, you should just quit, you should just go kill yourself. And, here's the thing. To some of the more vulnerable younger generation that play these video games and stuff, I could see how that would have a very negative impact on them. So to me, when I experience game communities and things like this where people are just completely disrespectful and just no consideration whatsoever for the actual person, that's controlling that PC, that character. And that's all that it is. These are, virtual characters. This isn't the real world. But yet they put so much value into it that if anybody threatens that reputation at all, especially in a game like this, like I had stated before in previous video, the very beginning, I was destroying some pretty powerful players, and I don't think that they liked having their dick bent by some chick. I mean, I don't think even in the beginning of people even believed that I was a female, just because, it's one of those things where the majority that play these games are not female. Let's just say that. But, there's just so much toxicity in the majority of the gaming communities. But this game here by far is one of the worst. And you don't really necessarily even have to do anything wrong. All you have to do is cause one of these career gamers to lose a battle, and they get triggered. I mean, and it's funny because then they'll message you and try to trigger you because they're triggered because you killed them, because they're this really awesome and powerful player, and if you kill them and you take them out, they get so bent, and they message you with it's just ridiculous to me. But people try to trigger you on this game for sure, and one of the biggest triggers I think that's setting a lot of the new players off is the messages that they get. You suck, you should just go kill yourself. You're only wasting your time playing the game because you suck so much. And it's I can't understand that myself, because that's a grade school, type of mentality. And that is what I believe that the majority of the IQ level is for the people that play these games like this. They're grade schoolers. They put a lot of value in their little virtual reputation, and it means a whole lot to them to be able to destroy people in a game, because in real life they're really having control. Most kids don't, although that is changing nowadays, because there's all of these teenage millionaires thanks to YouTube and Twitch and all of these social engineering gaming companies and developers and people that develop these gaming programs and stuff, they are counting on these younger generations and these younger minds not having a lick of shit to give for the general public, because they're going to be the ones controlling the drones out there. You know, they're going to be the ones sitting there in those control and command centers being fed Hot Pockets and soda pop and Monster energy drinks while they play a video game where they're flying around drones and actually fucking killing people in real life. And honestly, the majority of these people would probably kill their own grandmas if they could get a paycheck out of it. I mean, that is the level of heartlessness that is just run rampant in the world today. And I know it's just a silly analogy because it's just a game. And it is just a game. And ultimately, that's where I end up when I play this game, because like I said, right from the beginning, I've been put on hit lists. You know, I had somebody mention something and make a comment on one of the community boards about how, they're all just a bunch of jealous black people because an old white lady put together words and made a rhyme better than them, so now they all hate you because there's a bunch of black people that don't know how to rhyme. And I thought that was a funny comment. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I do know that I've been put on a hit list from the very beginning, and these people have been trying to get me to quit and message me and tell me that I should just quit and I should just kill myself. And you're wasting your time, boys. You're wasting your time, boys and girls. Because your intimidating tactics like that don't work on, the older generation. And to me, I guess making this video right now is I'm kind of hoping that maybe there's some developers or something that are in charge of this game, Crossout, that will maybe do something about the fact that you have veteran players that are going around and messaging new players and telling them to quit your game, encouraging them to quit playing your game. I'm not sure if that's the kind of gaming community that you want to keep in here or what you can exactly do about it, but I think it's just something that even new players, anybody considering to play this game, you better have some tough skin, because the second that you bitch about it too, then all of a sudden you become the triggered one and you become a target even more in the game. And what cracks me up is that I wasn't even the one that was triggered in this game. I got put on hit list because I triggered someone else. And then the next thing you know, boom, Mama Pajama don't get to survive in the battles. Mama Pajama doesn't get back up. In fact, Mama Pajama has been reminded time and time again in the private messages that nobody's gonna have your back in this game. You suck, you should just quit. Nobody likes you in this game. Everybody hates you in this game. Dude, if it mattered, that would probably hurt my feelings or something. But it really doesn't matter to me. Because to me, this is just a game. It's not real life. And I know there's some of you career gamers out there that are just cringing right now, like in your gut. You're like, oh my god, did you just say that this is just a game? Oh my god! Video games are live! Oh, don't you know? How could you just say this is just a game? 'Cause it is. Y'all need to prep yourselves for something a little bit more engaged in your lives than just your minds. 'Cause all this glory that you feel in these games that you play is only temporary. It's only temporary. And when you go around online bullying and intimidating people, especially the younger generation, see, that's a part of it I don't think people are getting with me when they see me getting pissed off and getting upset and so-called raging. It isn't because it's necessarily bothers me personally. It's because I know that somewhere out there there's some kid that's trying to fit into your little virtual world there, and y'all are just smashing them. You are just destroying the younger generation and their character left and right, just breaking them down. and turning them into these evil little cunts who want to go around and just cause all kinds of pain and distress to other people because that's how other people are treating them online. And that's the part of it that really pisses me off, because there are some of the younger generation that are a little bit weaker of the mind that take that shit right to heart and soul. And y'all are going around pushing buttons and triggering people and intimidating people and acting like bullies and shit. And it's like, at what point do you stop and realize that what you're doing is like, see, I want to choose my words carefully here because I don't think a lot of people really understand the depth of the triggering that goes on in the mind, because they're so triggered themselves and so heavily programmed that there's like this complete disconnect between, you know, that whole thing of, you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you type of a thing. And there's a way to stop that cycle. When somebody's treating you that way, you don't have to go around and treat other people that way. You can stop that. There is a way to stop it. And I wish I had a magic tool. But I don't. All I can do is wish y'all well. And don't go around shooting your grandma.